Hello everyone and welcome. I'm back with Simon Hurley's Bewitched, and this is the cat die set. I showed you a preview of the card in yesterday's video, and this is super fun. We're going to use the Damask 3D embossing folder. I've got my panels. I'm using my scalloped stitched nesting dies from Spellbinders as well. I'll link all the materials in the description box below, and we're just going to get to assembling our Bewitched cat and our sentiment and all the little decorative pieces that go along with it. So I'm just going to pull out my Happy Halloween. I've got some black and some green cardstock that I've die cut it out of, and we're going to use the green for the eyes of the cat, and I think it'll just tie everything in together. We are going to bring in some pink because I was in a pink Halloween card making mood when I made these two videos together the other day. And here's our black cat. Super, super cute. So I'll just punch out all the bits and pieces. We've got some little whiskers that go with it, and I'm going to get them punched out of there, and we're going to get to assembling our card. Just all the little bits and pieces. So I've got some things in white, I've got some things in the off pink color and some black, and we're just going to get to assembling. Now I really wanted you to see the assembly of these eyes because they're really cool. So I've cropped it so you can see up close what I'm doing. I'm taking the green and I'm laying it on the whites of the eye, and I'm doing it for both of them. And then I'm going to bring the black in for the pupil and get it laid down on there. So I just wanted to zoom in tight, and I'll also show you the assembly of the whiskers on there, and then we'll zoom back out. So those are some really cool looking eyes, some big eyes, very Halloween eyes. So we'll get them laid down on there. And then we've got these two whisker pieces, and I'm just going to get them laid down on my cat, and we'll zoom back out, and there you go. Super fun, super cute. Not a hard, it's not one of those really fussy die cut pieces. Now we've got a teeny tiny nose here, and I didn't zoom in for that, but we'll just get it laid down on there. It is the teeniest of die cut pieces, so you want to keep track of it. I did use my Spellbinders cardstock while die cutting these out, and when you do that, a lot of times your pieces will stay in the cardstock for you, and you have a better chance of not losing them. So here are the little pinks to the ears, and I'm just going to get them laid down in there. Love the detail on this cat. Very fun. Just get it positioned. There we have it. So cute. You could do a lot of things with this cat. Now this cat comes with a witch's hat, and apparently I'm looking for something at the moment. There's my hat and my brim of my hat. I'm decided to do pink for the hat, and we've got a layer for the hat to make it more interesting, and we have a buckle for the hat. This is the buckle here. I'm going to lay the decorative piece on the hat. This is the layering piece. You can tuck the cat's head in between these two pieces and let the little ears stick out the side if you just glue it in the middle. And it'll look like the hat has holes in it for the cat's ears to pop out of. I was looking for that black piece that I had pinched between my tweezers there, and then I'm like, oh, it's in my hand. So we've got that. We're going to lay the buckle down on it. And it looks super cute. Comes together really quickly. So we've got our Happy Halloween sentiment. And I'm going to poke the little bits out, and we'll get it laid down on our green shadow. I'm just going to create a pool of glue to run it through. Since it's a very fine sentiment, I'll just make a little pool, and we'll run it through there and get some glue on there. And that will enable us to get it laid down on here without making a mess. And I do have some little die cut hairs there that I'm trying to wipe away. And we'll just get our happy lined up on there real nice and neat. And now we've got our Halloween, so we're going to do the same thing with it. This set is newly released, and it's really fun. And I know we've got a lot of cat lovers out there in our crafty circle, so if you want to get this hat, I've linked the materials in the description box below. You can check them out. There we go. Super fun. So now we're ready to build our card. And this one's come together a little bit quicker than the one yesterday did, so not quite as long of a video. I hope you do stay to the end. It does help my channel if you'll watch to the end. And also, if you hit that like button, that helps. I get a good number of views, but not very many people stop to hit the like. So I just encourage you to do that for me. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd love to have you subscribe. I can offer you daily card making content and a couple of lives per week for the most part. Sometimes we have some schedule conflicts, but most of the time we don't. Now I've got the glasses here that were left over from yesterday's card, and I thought it'd be fun to add them to our cat. So I'm going to get those added, and then later I'll decide I want a different color for the glasses, and I'll bring it in and replace the color on there. So we're going to build our panel so we can get our cat laid down on here. I've got some vellum, and I've got a white panel here. I'm bringing in my black soot distress oxide ink, and I am going to ink this thing up just to kind of give it a little bit of a spooky feel. Now, I'm not sure that I necessarily needed to do this, and it could have been, you know, a clean and simple card, but I'm just going to put a little ink down and just add a little spookiness to it, and yet it'll still be super cute. Trying to get a couple of the corners a little bit heavier than the rest of it. I'm going to add a little black to the hat as well. Now this is the part I probably wish I would have skipped. I felt like it just made my hat look dirty. But let me know what you think in the description box, in the comments below, what you think. I'm going to have another play with this set because I really, really like it. It's very fun. So we've got all of our elements. We just need to get them laid down and on our card base. So this is the Damask 3D embossed panel, and I've just used some Hammermill 110-pound cardstock, and it is cut to an A2 size card, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm laying my scalloped panel down on there. I know many of you know the dimensions, but I have some new card makers on my channel, so I'm trying to include the dimensions as we go. Now this was a die set that I used on this, so the exact dimensions I'm not certain. I didn't cut it, I used a die. And I will tell you, for my new card makers, dies make it very nice to, the nested dies make it very nice to layer your cards up, so you might consider some of those. I'll link this one in the description box below so you can check it out. I'm going to lay this panel down on there, and then we're going to add our focal point, which is our Bewitched. And we've got our Happy Halloween we're going to bring in, and I'm going to figure out how to fit this on here. And so I'll fuss with it a little bit, and then we'll get it laid down. I need to refill that glue bottle. I have about ran it dry. When you make as many cards as I do, you kind of have to keep up on your supplies. So I'm going to just kind of tuck him in there, and we'll figure out what to do with Halloween. I wind up doing this. I'm covering up a little bit of my cat, but I wind up going with that. I think it works out better. So we'll get some glue on here. We'll get it laid down. A little bit of my cat was popping up, so I had to add some glue. Just giving it a push, getting it cleaned up and laid down. We're cleaning up any glue, any little paper hairs we've got. And we'll get our Happy laid down on here. I'm still trying to decide, how can I do this without covering up my cat? And this is how you do it when you're not sure what you're doing. You just kind of move things around and get it where you want it. So I'm going to land on that. We'll get our Happy laid down on here. And we have got a cute little cat card. I decided I needed a little bit of foam on that hat. It was sticking up, unlevel, and I was afraid it might bend. So I just took a little tiny piece and put it in there. Now this is where I decided to change the glasses. I thought, I don't like the pink glasses. They're too close to the hat. So I brought in the green, and I die cut them out. Or maybe I did black. And we got those laid down on there. And it's super cute. It's a cute little card. I hope you like it. Now here's the card I made on yesterday's video. I thought I'd show it again. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.